Remony Millwater describes herself as an organised person, so in preparation for her year as High Sheriff, she visited venues across the county where she could host events. Instead, she had to become adept at virtual services like this one at Rochester Cathedral. Her induction to online work began from the very start, when even her declaration ceremony changed at short notice from one in St Clement's Church, Sandwich, in front of 200 people.
That gradually reduced in numbers down to, I think, about 30, and then finally it was just my husband, myself, my daughter and her boyfriend who were here in the house, and we ran around the house trying to find a place where there was sufficient Wi-Fi to do such a thing. I thought that was it, and then I discovered that virtually the whole county could have tuned in, and that was quite exciting really, and that was the start of my year.
Mrs Millwater later found out that as a result of the ceremony being online, it was viewed by more people than could ever have attended in person. The new High Sheriff quickly had to adapt to using online meetings throughout the year.
At the start, the disappointment was huge. There were nothing but cancellations, phone calls, emails and disappointment. As the year progressed, I learnt that there was plenty I could do in the role of High Sheriff, which is to support and encourage charities, anyone in the criminal justice system, and I learnt how to use Zoom. It was great, and phone calls were great, but I did also manage to go out and visit in small numbers, wearing masks obviously and keeping at a social distance. But I found that the welcome I got from the police was absolutely outstanding. They were happy for me to attend as many things as we could do in a COVID secure manner.
Apart from online services, Mrs Millwater says her visit to the border force was one of many highlights during the year. She says that prison governors and judges were very responsive and helped her make the most of the role despite the restrictions. But it was the people she met who made it memorable.
I think the highlight has definitely been seeing the very best in people during this very difficult time. I think getting to know special people, learning how many volunteers there are in the county and the wonderful, wonderful things that they do.
As a new High Sheriff with connections to Rainham is sworn in for the 21-22 year, the outgoing one found an opportunity to visit St Margaret's Church during her year in office, visiting the family vault. She has continued a long family tradition. Both her father and grandfather were also High Sheriffs, though neither would have had the internet to help them manage through a pandemic during their time in office. Sandy Fleming for Rainham News.